Ball is life, gang. Happy New Year. It is a new year, but it's the same show, and welcome back to the Heat Check. I'm your host, that girl, Kayla Nicole. Let's kick it off with our first story of the day. First up, we've got LeBron James making a case for why he is the GOAT. On the latest episode of the ESPN Plus series More Than an Athlete, which is an 8-part series that chronicles the rise of LeBron James and his 3 high school friends, King James says that him leading the Cavs to the 2016 championship over the then 73-9 Warriors made him the greatest player of all time. Now, there's quite a bit to unpack here, so roll the clip before we get into it.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
That's so many reasons.
I was super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years of everything in sports going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time.
LeBron qualifies his statement with the fact that Cleveland came back from a 3-1 series deficit against one of the greatest teams in NBA history. And certainly that's a notable effort, but does that put him a step above, I don't know, MJ? So LBJ is discussing this with his 3 friends and business partners, Maverick Carter, Rich Paul, Randy Mims, who all seem to be in agreement with his statement. But there's not one person there to play devil's advocate, and that's what I'm here for. Now let's take a look at a few head-to-head comparisons on the court between LeBron and Mike to allow you, the viewer, to draw your own conclusions. First of all, MJ is 6-0 all-time in the NBA Finals, okay? Never lost, while LeBron is 3-6. MJ took home 6 Finals MVP awards to LeBron's 3. MJ won 5 league MVP awards, but LeBron is on his heels with 4, and both are 14-time All-Stars. But that number will continue to grow for James as long as he stays in the NBA. And we can't forget to mention that LeBron is a 14-time All-NBA selection to Jordan's 11. Now that the championships and individual awards and accolades are out of the way, let's dive into the number side of the debate, obviously keeping in mind that LeBron has plenty left in his tank. Check out these stats. MJ scored 32,292 points in his career for a 30.1 per game average, while LeBron scored 31,966, a 27.2 per game average. Check this out. Jordan dropped 40 or more points 172 times throughout his career, compared to 64 times for LeBron. The King has the clear advantage in rebounds and assists, and Jordan leads in steals with 2,514, while LeBron takes the blocks category with 912. One of the biggest differences between LeBron and Jordan that came to light after this clip went viral was how Jordan responded to a similar question from Mike Wilbon in an undefeated interview.
If you ask me, I would never say that I'm the greatest player, and that's because I never played against all the people that represented the league prior to Michael Jordan.
We want to know your take on the most hotly debated sports topic of all time. Who is the greatest player in NBA history? Blink twice if it's Kobe. All right, y'all, sliding into our next segment, GTFOH.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
The fuck out.
First up, Richard Jefferson says get the F out of here to James Harden as MVP. Now, it's never too early to discuss the NBA MVP award, and former league hooper Richard Jefferson says the beard doesn't even belong in the conversation. RJ shared on First Take that he sees the MVP award going to the best player on the best team, mentioning Giannis and Kawhi as the leaders right now. Hit him with the clip.
Harden is not in the conversation, and let me tell you why. Harden is an amazing player. His numbers are amazing, and I know we're about to get to you. But I'm just saying right now, typically people would have conversations about the best player on the best team has a chance at the MVP.
Meanwhile, Harden is putting up crazy numbers this season, averaging 33.3 points, 8.4 assists, and 5.8 rebounds per game for the 21-15 Rockets, who are currently 4th in the Western Conference. Houston is also 10-1 in its last 11 games, all of those without the injured Chris Paul. What are your guys' thoughts on how the MVP should be chosen? Best player on the best team, or simply the best player in the league from a production standpoint? Next up, we've got UCLA saying GTFOH to Steve Alford. Alford was in his 6th season at the helm of UCLA and maintained a respectable 124-63 overall record in his time there, but never advanced past the Sweet 16, including a play-in game exit in 2018. Assistant Murray Bartow has been named the interim coach for the rest of this season, and the rumor mill is already swirling as to who the next UCLA coach will be. Some names being tossed in the mix are former Iowa State and Chicago Bulls head man Fred Hoiberg, current OKC Thunder coach Billy Donovan, Nevada coach Eric Musselman. Hell, some people are even bringing up former Louisville coach Rick Pitino, although that's pretty far-fetched. Hella UCLA players have voiced their support of Earl Watson, who played at the school from 1997 to 2001 and had a brief coaching stint with the Phoenix Suns. Who do you guys think should be the next head coach at UCLA? If you guys want a deeper dive into this topic, be sure to check out our Indie Paint podcast hosted by Devin Uglin and Ronnie Flores. All right, y'all, it's time for me to catch you up on a couple of stories that you might not know about but absolutely should. In our next segment, Heads Up.
Hands up! Hands up!
Leak alert! Did we get a glimpse of Kawhi Leonard's first New Balance shoe? Twitter was buzzing yesterday as photos of Kawhi's first New Balance kicks were apparently leaked in a trio of colorways. There were a ton of mixed reviews. Some thought they were trash. Others thought they were pretty fire for a New Balance hoop shoe. What do you guys think? Are you copping or you dropping? Next up, we've got college hooper Blaise Meredith taking chase down block to another level. The North Central guard smacked his head on the backboard while trying to pin an opponent's shot. Peep the vid. The most impressive part is the fact that Blaise went back into the game after all of this, okay? Way to keep your head in the game, Blaise. All right, y'all, heads up. LaMelo Ball might be the best dunker in the family. Lonzo caught some exclusive footage of his younger brother getting some dunks in at the Lakers practice facility. Melo went off the glass and between the legs with ease and some sauce. So, who is the best dunker in the Ball family? Is it Melo? Is it Lonzo? Because we for damn sure know it ain't Jello. But if we're being real here, the best Ball dunker is probably cousin Andre. Moving into our last segment, LOL. First up, we've got a little girl shutting down the kids' dunk contest. The Chicago Bulls held an all-star kids' dunk contest, and a girl broke out an aerial 360 dunk into the splits on a Nerf hoop. Our favorite part is that she did it all while wearing a Jabari Parker shirt, who will probably never play again this season. Benched! Svi, meet LeBron. LeBron, meet Svi. The Lakers rookie was sitting on the end of the bench when a super important person took a seat next to him. Svi paused for a moment to figure out the best way to acknowledge the king and settled for a gentlemanly handshake. After the game, Svi responded to the video tweeting, "Nice to meet you this evening, Mr. LeBron James. Big fan of your game."
Young players starting for the Lakers without LeBron James.
And last up, Lakers fans give Paul George a warm welcome back to SoCal. In PG-13's first game in LA since turning down a chance to play for the legendary, iconic Lakers organization in favor of staying with the Thunder, Lake Show fans let him know how they really feel. That's right, they booed him every time he touched the ball, but George had the final laugh Wednesday night, scoring 37 points in a Thunder win. Ha ha. Well, that concludes our first episode of 2019, but before I go, I hope you guys know that this show isn't a show without your feedback. We always want you guys to be a part of the convo, whether it was the first story or the last story that caught your eye. Don't be shy and let us know what you think in the comments. And while you're here, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay in the Ball is Life loop. Also, if you missed our last episode and you need to catch up, no biggie, just click right over here. And if you're a hoop junkie like myself and you want to check out our latest baller-ass highlight vids, click right over here. Thanks for keeping it locked on the Heat Check. That girl, Kayla Nicole, logging off.